Hello, I'm TU31 and welcome back to the video. Today I have some really exciting Minecraft console information to share with you, and it's actually going to involve a little bit of speculation, which isn't something I do on my channel unless I have some form of fact to back it up, and today I have quite a lot of facts that all point to the exact same thing, and that exact same thing is Realms coming to console, and with it coming some form of Hunger Games functionality, or battle mode, or whatever you want to call it, some form of way for you to battle your friends in a more controlled environment than is currently possible. So yeah, really exciting multiplayer content coming to the future of Minecraft. Hopefully you all do enjoy today's video talking about it. If you do, please do like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets know you are excited for Realms and battle mode or whatever else you call it. And yeah, I'm very excited personally, and hopefully you all are too. So yeah, let's get straight into the video and let's start with the evidence before we get into kind of the speculation, because the evidence is, you know, stuff that's been piling up for a few years now. Whether it's the comments that we had reasonably early on in Minecraft console's history, where they said, yeah, we'd love to see some form of Hunger Games on console, because they'd seen how people have done it, you know, using the weird map tools, and they're like, yeah, that could be done better if we put it into the game. Then there's the second thing, which is why we're in the natural text pack right now, because when they introduced text packs almost 3 years ago, they decided, you know, a little bit after that, to change the credits. And when they changed the credits, they actually changed it so every single text pack has its own set of credits. So if you're in the natural text pack, for instance, this is the second oldest text pack, if I'm not mistaken. If you go into the credits, you can see there's this thing in the background. So the background changes from text pack to text pack. I went through them all once, and if you look through most of them, it's mostly stuff they use for the promotional tool. So if you look at the city text pack, you can see it's you know, something they used to promote the city text pack before it came out. So basically, they build these worlds to promote the text packs, because you need something to promote it. You can't just use the vanilla world, and yeah, that's something that makes sense a lot, right? However, if you look at the natural texture pack's background, it's something they never used to promote the natural texture pack at all. It's actually like a Hunger Games map. If you look at it really closely, you can see at the bottom there's actually 8 kind of like, you know, places for people to stand, and then there's a cornucopia in the middle where people can get their chests, and then presumably they run around the place. It's a pretty detailed map where you're running around the jungle, and it's really cool in this particular way, right? However, the really interesting thing that comes up about this is the fact that the interesting thing that comes into play here is the fact that they built a Hunger Games map that they never showed off, and that presumably they, you know, haven't actually you know, shown in some proper way, which means they either built it just to play privately. Maybe they're like, you know, we want to play Hunger Games as an office, there's no way to do that right now on console, let's build ourselves a Hunger Games map. That is a possibility, I guess, but what I think is more likely is that this was at the time they were planning, okay, we want to put a, you know, Hunger Games map on console, let's give it a try, let's see what works and what doesn't, etc. And then presumably this kind of came from it. They built a map and then they've used it for this background screenshot, but they haven't actually used it since, which makes me think there's been some form of delay. However, since Microsoft bought Mojang, they've been extra keen on promoting Realms and bringing Realms into each of the consoles. So why is that relevant to the whole thing I'm mentioning now? So basically, we have seen Realms brought you know, from just the PC edition to going onto the we trapped ourselves in a hole. From going just into from being just on the PC edition to coming to the Pocket edition. It's been in alpha on the Pocket edition for a while now, and being confirmed to be coming for the console edition at some point in the future. For the longest time, all we had is like, oh yeah, Realms is coming, but at some point in the future. But this year, we actually, I think it was by Mark IRL, the support guy, he confirmed that at some point in 2016, we will see Realms on console. And that could mean anything. That could mean it's literally coming out tomorrow. It could mean it's coming out in December, or, you know, like it's going to be going into the early stages in December. We honestly don't know exactly when it's coming out, but we know it's coming at some point this year. Soon or not is something we don't entirely know. However, so you combine these things together, and it makes an interesting picture, right? Like, they were trying to make Hunger Games a while ago, and never really kind of got around to it. They've been hinting at Realms for a while now, and now this is the first time they've definitely confirmed it's coming this year. But again, it's still not quite enough by itself until you consider the Minecraft PlayStation 3 leaks of something called battle mode. So battle mode is some so basically, if you don't know, this was found by Mediator 2011, and it was also found by MC Models. Like, lots of people went into the code and they, you know, tried to, you know, find lots of stuff, because they found some previously undiscovered like PlayStation files, because it's a little bit harder to dig into those than it is the Xbox files. And basically within these files, the reason this is relevant is there's a lot of you know, unused assets. Some of them aren't really too interesting, but one of them particularly is interesting, because it's this one right here, which is found alongside the other game mode assets. So, you know, as well as having the adventure mode icon, the creative mode icon, and the survive mode icon, there's also this just chilling in there, which is a little bit interesting, right? It looks like, you know, a little bit of combat might be happening with this one. But then also within the tutorial files, there is something that strongly references, you know, like some form of gameplay mode where you are stuck in your pod at spawn. So there's a few references to it being called battle mode, which I think is an internal title, because again, most people call this Hunger Games, or maybe that's just their way way of, kind of like how on PC it's always called survivor games, maybe that's the way of, not breaching copyright, and they're just going to be like, oh yeah, there's this battle mode thing with the cornucopia and whatnot. But yeah, either way, whatever it's going to be called, whatever it is, there are lots of references within the Minecraft PlayStation 3 files to this, coming to the game at some point. They clearly went through some amount of effort to make this stuff, and to me, I think this all adds up to the exact same place. I think, basically they've been planning to have Hunger Games in the game for a while now, but they need some form of, better system than the current multiplayer system, and therefore they were waiting for Realms. Realms is something that, really hasn't been too high on the priority list until Microsoft took over, like, about a year and a half ago now, and since then it's been something a lot of people have been working on. It's a big deal, but it's also a big moneymaker for Microsoft, so I can imagine they're very, very keen on the idea, and therefore, at some point this year, they've been, after they finished the last update, they started working on something else, and I think that something else was this battle mode / Hunger Games / Realms thing, because when Realms comes to console, they need to have some form of selling point to really convince a lot of people. There's 20 million Minecraft console players, but a lot of them do just play survival and might not necessarily want to pay a monthly subscription fee just to, like be able to play with friends but on a server. That doesn't make too much sense, Minecraft console, because we technically already have servers. Like, I can run my own server. Like, if I invited people right now, I'm in a single player game, I can invite people and it just turns my console into a server. So they need some unique selling points for Realms on the console, and although I think, bringing all the minigames to the PC to there does make sense, I think something as cool and customized as battle mode or as Hunger Games, whatever you want to call it, this form of thing that everyone has been asking for the longest time, I think that's one of the best ways to sell it. If you then bring some maps into the game, like the map, again, what we have seen right here, if you give people some maps to actually play on, you give people all of the, kind of customization of it, and then it runs on the external server so you can actually connect well, I think you can have this really cool product that people would be excited to buy, and that's why I think that currently, within the next very short amount of time, we'll see some form of at least announcement for Realms on console, and with it, I imagine one of the big selling points they'll use is battle mode, is Realms, whatever you call it, because it just makes sense that way. So yeah, the hard facts are that we know Realms is coming to console at some point this year. We know Hunger Games is coming to some point to console in the future. It's never been referenced as a year, and I think these two things are combined. That's where I'm kind of adding my little bit of input, and I think it just makes so much sense on every front that that's probably what we can expect. So yeah, Minecraft console, I think we'll be seeing that coming out soon. When do I think it'll be happening? I think it will be happening very, very, very shortly. I don't believe I can say too much on this one, but because again they may be grown up to say anything, but there is some form of announcement happening soon. 4J do have a big update that they would be normally releasing this time of year. Those things coming together, to me, it signifies that maybe this update, instead of focusing on 1.9, they decide to work on Realms and having this cool multiplayer functionality, and that's what I'd, if I had to put money on it, that's what I put my money on. So with that said, I hope you did all enjoy today's video. Let me know in the comments down below what you think from this. If you think, oh wait, okay, if you add 1 and 2 and 3 like you just did, you might get 7. I think you get 5 or like 6. Sorry. Oh, that was terrible. But I think you get 6, but if you think you get 7, or if you think, it actually adds up to something different, I'd love to hear in the comments down below. But if you are excited for battle mode, let me know. Let me know if, like, you've always craved to do that, if it'd be enough to convince you to buy a subscription, because I think that's one of the ways they would be trying to convince people to get Realms and to therefore make more money from this thing they spent 2.5 billion on. But yeah, again, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, like the video if you did like it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. I'm super excited for this because I'm genuinely convinced it's coming within the next few months. Like, exactly when, I think, is on the shorter end of that, but that's me personally. I'm in a super excited mode. Let me know what you think. Anyway, goodbye.